Hey everybody, and welcome to
Minis with MaxScotts!
with our guests, the Mary Millers.
Welcome to the Minis with MaxScotts.
Well, it was a really cool story. We'd come back to Michigan. We'd lived in Florida for a couple years, came back to Michigan, didn't know what we were going to do, and somebody out of the blue gave us a phone call and said, "Hey, would you like to get back into pastoring?" And we said, "Absolutely." And so they told us about this little place in Climax, and we came and checked it out, and the Lord worked it out. The pastor was retiring, brought us in, and we've been here ever since, 6 years ago, and really enjoy the small town, the community feel, and God's worked really powerfully here. It's a fun place. It's the old gas station to the town. It's got a lot of history here, and so it's been a joy to be here.
A small town atmosphere. Everybody's a neighbor. You don't meet a stranger. People look out for each other. It's a good place to be, and it's family oriented in that regard. We love the seasons. We love the place, the small town life. Our kids being able to run around and enjoy the neighborhood, but getting to know the neighbors is why we're here.
It's the people, and we get to see, again, that connection with people, and to see people grow in the Lord and have that fellowship. We've always wanted it to be a family church, where it's a family atmosphere, and that's what we go for. We don't want just religion, or you're in and out, or nobody knows that you're here. When you come, you're going to get hugged, you're going to get loved on, you're going to get acknowledged, and to make it feel like home to you.
We prayed for a long time for family ministry, and so that's how we've always approached it. Is our oldest, from the time they were little, they were a part of it, and just being able to be part of the family life, loving the Lord Jesus, but also being able to love on people and
serve.
So from the time they've been little, they've always been a part of it, and couldn't see doing it without them, honestly, because they've been such a blessing and a help to when we go for visits, or when we're here at church welcoming people, or it's truly is, from the youngest to the oldest, it's part of life and ministry.
Our oldest, Elijah, he does the drums here. We don't have a lot of instruments, so it's a blessing we have drums now. Naomi, she runs screens up there so people can see the words and all that. And then we've got Moses and Hadassah, who help out with handing out bulletins and greeting people. And one fun thing they like to do is go greet people even out in the parking lot. So we don't wait for them to get in the door. We run out to them and greet them and welcome them. And so that's always fun. And then obviously the baby. She plays piano with the baby right there. So it is a family.
Or hand off to dad if he's awake.
It's a family assignment. And everybody's cool with that too. You know, it's some churches you're supposed to, kids are quiet and not seen. And we want to be, again,
all ages well.
All ages, and hear some youthfulness and kids, and so make it fun.
Hey Miller kids, when's your birthday? Let's go with Moses first.
April 7th.
Okay, April 7th. I'll remember that. How about you, Hadassah?
February 26th.
Is that really her birthday? Did her sister just feed her some rubbish?
Yes.
When's your birthday, Elijah?
September 1st.
How about you, Naomi?
My birthday is July 20th. Hey Max, when's your birthday? We've told you all our birthdays, but when's yours?
Oh, my birthday's Tuesday.
This Tuesday?
Yeah. Every Tuesday, actually.
Every Tuesday?
Yeah, my birthday's every Tuesday.
You've got to be kidding.
No, man, and you guys owe me some presents. Stat.
Presents? Presents?
Okay, maybe not.
So that night we were here at the church, and me and Elijah were just sitting around the table, and the storm was going on, and we heard a big snap. And we look out, and there's this tree on the house that we're renting. And even though we don't own the house, we just rent it, it was still life-changing. I mean, it was unlivable, and so we had to yank everything out of there, all our possessions, get it out of there. And so it was quite the ordeal. Unexpected, for sure. Thankful God protected us, that we were all here, so nobody was hurt. We're thankful for that. But there was looking for a place to stay now, and staying with friends, and it's been a challenge, but God's helped us.
For sure. Yeah, running over to the house, and thankfully the rain didn't continue much past the initial crash, and so there wasn't a ton of water damage in addition to the shaking the whole house. So running in and the power's out and trying to see, okay, I see daylight through the roof. Not the easiest situation, but at the same time, the priorities, the people, everybody was okay. And I certainly think of others who've walked similar journeys or may have not had the same outcome, and so truly saw God's hand of protection, that we were at the church, we weren't at the house, we were able to be all together and safe right from the get-go. So challenging being displaced on one hand, and yet the priorities of everybody being okay. Truly just saw God's hand of protection there.
Yeah, we're thankful. I mean, we're
Super
really thankful.
And people that came and helped us move. We didn't expect to move in 24 hours, but it happened, and we were so thankful for all the extra hands that God provided to help.
Yeah, and it was a challenge moving with a baby even. I mean, that was a big deal because he wanted to be held, and so it was, we wanted to set him down and work, and was having to hold him while instead of working, and so it was a challenge.
Hey y'all, Naomi's gonna show us the garage, and it may seem like everything's totally easy if people help you move all your stuff, but it ain't exactly that easy, is it, Naomi?
Not at all. It took a lot. Because of how our situation was at the time, we just put everything in one tote, just packed it up and moved it here. So it took like a little over 24 hours to get everything here. And so after we got everything here, it took about a week to sort everything. So we had to take everything out of the box, sort it, and put it into the box. So Mom finally finished sorting all the stuff, and we're still trying to downsize, but this is what we got so far. So we got it mostly packed up in totes, which is good, but then it makes it kind of harder to find your stuff.
So how much of this stuff was in the garage when you started?
Nothing.
So take me around. Oh my gosh, so like, oh my goodness. So all this stuff is just kind of disorganized chaos?
Exactly.
So like, so when you look in this one, like, could be schoolwork, could be underwear?
Could be.
Oh my goodness, that's such a challenge.
Yeah. But we finally got everything sorted, so we were able to put labels on them, so we know what is what, but it's still trying to find it down in the box, when it may be like two different things in the box.
Is there anything you're still hunting for you haven't found yet, specific?
My Heelys. So I had a pair of, a friend had bought me a pair of roller shoes, and I took in the heel wheels out, and accidentally I stuffed them in one of these totes here, so it was like, no! But yeah.
It'll be like your birthday all over again.
Pretty much.
By the way, did you know mine's coming up on Tuesday?
Yes, I did.
Hi y'all, Darrell here, and I wanted to get Elijah's take on the night the tree came down. What did you see, young man? What did you hear? What did you feel?
Well, first we were sitting at this table here in the church dining room, and I was holding Enoch, and Dad was doing work on the computer, and then all of a sudden we hear a giant snap. I originally thought it was one of the trees that was across the street from the church, but as I went to the window and scanned the outside, it turned out that it was one of the big trees that was in the park.
How do you say your name, beautiful?
Hadassah.
Hadassah, what do you remember about the night the tree came down?
So I heard a snap, and I went to the back, and I said, Mom, there's a tree on the house.
As most people would.
Yep.
And what's your name, young lady?
I'm Naomi.
Hi, Naomi. What do you remember about the night the tree came down?
Well, I was in the back helping the littles and playing Legos with them, and my mom was back there too, and all of a sudden Hadassah comes running to the back and says, "Mom, there's a tree on the house!" And so Mom runs up front, we all run up front and see that the tree is on the house.
And what's your name, sir?
Moses.
That's a great name. I think I'm taller.
Yeah.
That's it, just yeah? No, I'm taller. I was expecting us to go. What do you remember about the night the tree came down, Mo?
I remember Hadassah comes running back and says there's a tree on the house.
But before the tree fell, like a minute before the tree had fallen, Elijah and my dad and Enoch were up here, and they saw a flash of light. And the storm had already started, but they saw a flash of light. But they knew it hadn't been lightning because there was no lightning at that moment. And so they were talking, and they're like, "I think it's an angel." So they saw an angel, and then the tree fell.
Elijah, he saw, and Dad, they were sitting at the table, and they saw a big light, outside, and they thought it was an angel, and it was an angel.
The littles had run up front, and I was helping them grab their jackets, and I see a flash of light, and I knew it couldn't be lightning because there was no lightning at that moment. So I thought it was an angel as well. And then later I talked with my dad and my brother Elijah, and we confirmed that we had seen an angel there.
So I went up front with Hadassah and Mom and Naomi. And then Naomi and Mom go to the back with lights and start looking. And then me and Hadassah are looking out the window, and we kept looking at the tree, and we're like, there's a big damage from where we could see, and we saw the porch was pretty bad. And then we started walking around praying, and then we get our jackets. Naomi comes running up with our jackets. Mom wants the hats, and we stay here for a little bit.
So Mom runs over, and then she calls Dad, and it's not very good and stuff. So us kids run over, but we saw the extent of the damage and knew it was not good. But God kept us safe, and we called some friends, and they got a hotel room for us for a couple nights, and we stayed there. And so now it's just the ongoing of God helping us find a house.
Noise like that would have made me tinkle at least a little bit.
Well, it wasn't that loud, but it was loud enough to be heard.
I'm just funning you. That sounds scary.
And then Dad says, if you want to go to the house, you can. And we went to the house and see all the damage. We weren't able to go upstairs. We weren't able to go into Mom and Dad's room because there were nails, but we got to see a little bit from upstairs. And we run down and go back to church, and Mom picks up some clothes and brings them back, and yeah. And God had His grace upon us then. We still looking for a house, but we're just grateful whether God has a house in store for us, so yeah.
Were you scared when all that first happened?
Honestly, I wasn't scared. I was surprised.
Yeah, I bet.
But I just felt peaceful.
I'm glad y'all had some angels and the Lord looking out for you.
For
you
sure.
Are nice people, and you're a good older sister, if I might say.
Thank you. Hey everybody, time for math! I thought I finished school. No, you did not. Alright, y'all ready?
It's a school
One for you, one for you, and one for you, and here are your pencils. Now, we will start with problem number 1 on page 16. Alright. What is 6 plus 6? What is... Yes, Munch? 3. I'm sorry, Munch, but that is not the correct answer. Moses, what is 6 plus 6?
12.
Great job! Alright, now, problem number 2. 8 plus 8. Yes, Munch? 25? I'm sorry, Munch, but that is not right. Yes, Hadassah?
16.
Great job! Alright, what is 2 2 plus 202. Yes, Munch? 5. I'm sorry, Munch, but that is not right. Elijah.
It is 404.
Great job! Well, that concludes today's math lesson. Great job, everyone. Munch, let's try and practice a little more on your math. Great job, though, everybody.
We stayed at a hotel for about a week, 5 days, and then we had some friends in the church that offered to let us bunk with them. So what we do is we come here and hang out all day at church, and we kind of make this our second home, and then go back to their house at night to sleep. So we are now looking for a place to buy or rent. We're not qualified for to buy a house for the last few years, and we after this happened, we said, okay, let's try again. And somehow, miraculously, we were approved to get a loan to get a house.
And we'd already planned to try that week,
Right.
but didn't realize how necessary it would
So,
be.
and the house we were renting only had 850 square feet, so we always knew it was time to, with 5 kids, we were going to have to expand. So we looked at it, was like, okay, maybe a blessing in disguise. But so where we're at right now is trying to find a place to buy or rent, and that includes, you got to have down payments, got things like that. So the challenge has been finding something in our price range that we can move in and get, make it happen. There's a lot of fixer-upper there around, but we're not fixer-upper people, so it's like, okay. So that's where we're at right now, looking every day, daily looking, okay, because our family needs something. We need a place. We still want to stay in the community. See, that's the thing. We really love this town, and we want to stay nearby. So it's hard, hoping we don't have to move too far out of the way. But yeah, we're a month in, and we're still
looking.
Still believing for, if God works some cool things, then it could happen quick and easy. And so we do our part and trust the Lord on the other part.
Hi y'all, Darrell here, and this is kind of the tough part of the show. You've seen just how caring and loving and funny and just endearing our friends the Mary Millers really are. Now, as much fun as we all had making this episode of Minis with MaxScotts, we have to address a challenging, sad, and painful elephant in the room. Because of this storm's damage and pulling no punches at all, our friends the Mary Millers are homeless right now. Now they do have a great network of family and friends and support, but what they really need more than anything right now is a home to call their own. One of our goals here on this episode of Minis with MaxScotts is to help them raise funds for a nice down payment for a house that has room for all of them, Noah, Ann, and all 5 kids. All we ask is you give from your heart if you are able. No amount is too small. A penny here, $1 there, that all adds up when you're reaching out to friends and good people around the world. And we're doing that by donating any funds that come in by way of the MaxScotts social media for these videos. Or you can donate directly at the GoFundMe link right here. Did you click it yet? I'm just kidding, you can't click that one. But if you look in the description down below, there's a link you can click directly. If your heart compels you to help the Millers, now you know how if you are financially able. We thank you for your time, and now, back to the rest of the show.
God is always there in the midst of. And when you go through the tough stuff, if you have a relationship with the Lord Jesus Christ, it makes it so much easier. There's hope in the midst of, no matter what's going on, no matter the circumstances. He is always faithful. He always comes through. And knowing His goodness in the midst of gives you hope for the day today, because it's not easy. Trying to finish up homeschooling, and we had our books tossed in different places, and so trying to finish out the school year, things like that on the day-to-day can really, make things difficult. And yet knowing God's goodness in the midst of. Really, if you don't have a relationship with the Lord Jesus Christ, you need that in your life. Because, yeah.
Yeah, because we're nobody special, and people have gone through a whole lot worse things than us. This is just, this isn't that bad in comparison to what we could be going through. So it's a realizing the Lord has been good in the midst of all this, and God cares about your concerns as well. I would say that, you know, it's not about us.
Yeah.
Everybody has a story, and everybody's got something that they have to trust God for, and ultimately it's all about pointing people to a good God.
And now, our musical guests, the Merry Millers! Yay!